How are you doing? This is David W. Williams, also known as Diamond Dave. So let's talk about cheating on your trading strategy. This is going to be a video for people that are finding that behaviorally and their behavior patterns is what's defeating their trading. And what we see with a lot of people is that they make their mind up that they're going to do something as a trader. And then what happens is over the course of the week, over the course of the day, maybe even sometimes over the course of the month, they switch that out and they decide to do something different because their discipline or their concentration around what they do breaks. And then as a result, what happens is it creates a negative impact to their account. And then they keep going through this particular cycle. So they're in a pattern of behavior where they do this over and over and over again. So, they may wake up and say, hey, I'm going to make 2 trades today. And what they do is they end up making 4 trades that day. They may wake up and say, hey, I'm going to make 2 trades this week, or I'm going to trade around this particular event. And then something else comes up, or they get presented with more information, and then they break that particular pattern. And that can be very detrimental to them because what it means is that they're not trading based around a particular strategy. Now, really quickly, this show is going to be sponsored by www.thehighestpaid.online. That's our options trading academy. We're having a 20% off sale on our core course, right? And you can just hit code DEC20 to get that 20% off. That's going to be a 7-day sale. That's going to be the lowest price to the end of the year. Also for next year, the price will be going up at the top of the year. So I want to really encourage you to look into that. What happens with most traders that are unsuccessful in this market, in my opinion, is they cheat on their trading strategy. And so let me give you an analogy of what I mean by you cheating on your trading strategy. GC, what's going on with it? Todd, what's going on with it, man? What most traders do, if you really study trading, is they're most vulnerable when they're successful, right? They're most vulnerable when they're having a string of success. And then often when they're having that string of success is they'll start engaging in behavior patterns that undermine their account, right? Then what happens is they start back at zero and they a lot of times will stay on that cycle until they leave the trading space. And they'll look for all these tricks. Well, maybe I need to use this trading strategy. Or maybe I need to trade like this. Or maybe I need to sell contracts as opposed to buying them. Or maybe I need to go into the futures market. Maybe I need to do bonds. Maybe I need to do crypto. And what they don't understand is that their really foundational behavior pattern is what's defeating them. It doesn't matter what situation they're going to. Because of their behavior, they're going to always get the same result. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is that they often think it's this external thing that's leading to their fate, to their failure, and not their behavior as a trader. So let me give an example. So you got a guy, right? And he's a young dude. He never really dealt with a lot of girls. And he gets, let's say, mid-30s, and he starts making a lot of money, and he gets married, right? But because he's making a lot of money, he has a lot of women now approaching him. And he's not used to having women approaching him. See, most men are used to always having to be the person that puts the first foot forward to try to deal with a woman. Then he becomes very successful financially. People start to know who he is. And now he has a lot of women coming after him. And he can't handle that. So what does he do? He starts having relationships outside of his marriage. So he goes outside of the structure of his marriage, which means I'm going to just be in a committed relationship with just this one person. But why did it happen? Because now he has more opportunity to do that. I'm not a believer in, well, you get married and because you're making a lot of money, that means you start cheating on your wife. I don't believe in that, but everybody's different. Because that's not the deal that you entered into from the gate, right? You often see this with a lot of men. They haven't dealt with women early in their life for whatever reason. They get later in their life and things change for them. And now women, instead of them always having to reach out to the women now are coming after them. And they can't handle it. And then as a result now, what happens is they start going outside their marriage. I was in college. I want to say this might have been, I don't know, maybe 06, 07. I was in college, right? And I had a class with this English chick, and she was like a turnover agent at the hotel. So Orlando got a lot of hotels. I was at a college, I was at a community college. We had a lot of foreign exchange students, like a lot. And she told me in class one day, we was in Spanish class. She told me that Tiger Woods had tried her. And she was just like the average looking white chick. So I'm looking at her like, okay, because I really didn't believe her. I'm thinking Tiger Woods gonna be going after top tier women. That's in my mind, because that's what I would do if I was Tiger Woods. But she told me, yeah, Tiger Woods tried me, yada, yada, yada. I said, okay, cool. I didn't really sit on it. I heard it, I received it, and I just kept going about my business. About 2 years later, it came out that what? Tiger Woods really was cheating on his wife. But when you saw the women that he was cheating on his wife with, they were very average looking women. Very average looking women that he was cheating on his wife with. Because Tiger Woods was into average looking women. However, Tiger Woods wasn't really getting access to a lot of women until what? He blew up as a golf star. Now that he has the opportunity, he started going outside of his institution or the structure that he built around his relationships. This is what a lot of traders do. So I just want to use it as an analogy. A lot of traders would trade based on a set of rules. They become successful based on those set of rules. Then what they now start doing is going outside of those set of rules. Why? Because I got more opportunity. Well, why do I have more opportunity? Because I have a bigger trading account. So I might have started my account out with $5,000. 2 years later, I have an account with $200,000 in it. Now what I start doing is taking bad trades because I figure I got enough money to lose money on bad trades instead of sticking to what made me go from $5,000 to $200,000 in 24 months. Then what happens is you go on a run of bad trades and the account now goes from 200 grand back down to 50. Because what did you do? You got outside of your trading strategy. And this is what a lot of traders are doing. So let me show you this slide. That's what they're doing. They got their trading plan that they're supposed to be married to, but they're taking random trades, right? And that's what's destroying their trading account. And so this is why we do a lot of the psychological work in the VIP program, because we understand this is what's defeating most people, because this is what's defeating them in their normal life. They have a structure or a program around becoming successful. They become successful in that structure or that program. Then they start going away from their rules because why? I got more opportunity. Why? Because I got more money. The same way with a man. I didn't have a lot of girls coming up, so I don't know what it's like to have girls coming after me. A lot of men don't know what it's like to have women approach them. They always have to do the approaching. Now when women start approaching them, they can't take it because why? They're not used to it. They used to have to, that's why all these courses on the internet is how you go after women. It's none of how you deal with women coming after you, because the average man don't know how to deal with. He's not dealing with that. It's not his experience. It's a small segment of the population of men that have ever dealt with that. Right? I had a homeboy. Let me see. Can I give you an analogy of who he looked? You know the dude that played point guard for the Atlanta Falcons, not Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Hawks, Trey. So I got a homeboy from my neighborhood. He looked just like that, but they black though. He not mixed like Trey. I know both his parents, they black. The whole family looked like that. So we coming up, it wasn't really about nothing. He just was a regular dude. But when we went to high school and them chicks seen that he had that El DeBarge look, man, they was on that dude like I ain't never seen. I mean, he had so many women after him. We came in as freshmen. He had so many women after him that was older than him because they liked that look. So he had more women than he could shake a stick at. He had to learn how to deal with that. Why? Because it was new to him, because he went from being an awkward middle schooler to freshman year in high school, and you get off the bus and these chicks is just at you, right? Because they like that look. He had the same kind of hair that Trey got, the same skin tone, everything. So he got to learn how to deal with that. As he got older, he became used to that. Women just like how he looked. It is what it is. That's what a lot of people struggle with, is more opportunity in what they're doing that's outside of their structure. So now once he gets married, he has to ignore the fact that women like how I look because I'm married. Most traders, they trade under a plan. The plan works. Now they have more money. they have more opportunity to take more trades. They start taking on random trades. That kills their account. Then they start all over again. They trade under a structure. They build it up. They create more opportunity because now I got more money. So let me give an example. I was looking at Restoration Hardware to trade that for earnings, right? But it wasn't part of my trading plan. I was going to buy like an out of the money put expiring next week for like $300. But it was out of my trading plan. Lucky for me, I had the discipline not to buy it because Restoration Hardware had a really good earnings, which surprised me. But it shows that their consumer is very resilient in this particular economy, right? Well, Lululemon was the one that had the bad earnings because they still got all that inventory sitting up, on their shelves going in towards the end of the year. So that would have been the better put play. But I thought Lululemon was going to have the good earnings, and I thought Restoration Hardware was going to have the bad earnings. But either way, both of those were outside of my trading plan. I had the discipline to say, even though it's just a $300 contract, that's not in your trading plan, right? And that's where a lot of traders struggle, is they start taking on random trades. Oh, it's 300 here, it's 20 here, it's 50 here, it's 100 here. For somebody, it could be 1,000 based on the size of their account. And they start nickel and diming their account down. They start nickel and dime because they're going outside of their structure, right? And that's how a lot of people do it. It's just like you in a marriage. You got a structure. You said, we're going to live under these particular rules. You now start getting more opportunities with other people. And you think that's an excuse to take on those opportunities. Those opportunities are against your structure. So you have to have the discipline to turn down those opportunities, right? Because the trades are only showing up because why? I got the money. Same thing if you're in a relationship. Those people are only showing up because it's something about you that makes you attractive to that person now. You might not have been attracted to that person 5 years ago. So you got to realize what's going on around you and how it'll destroy your structure, taking advantage of these opportunities that are outside of the rules that you set. And that's where the discipline comes in. And so what we try to do is get people to understand, why am I doing this? What is behind my behavior pattern that's making me do this, even though it is a contradiction to my structure? Because many people can't recognize it and they get defeated by it. But I'm here to tell you, you doing this in other areas of your life. You're not just doing this in trading. You're cutting corners in other areas of your life, right? You're not just doing it in trading, and then you take that mindset into the trading space. And this is what a lot of people do. And it's the success is what causes it. It's not the, I can't trade to save my life. This hurts good traders. That's why when you trade for somebody else, they manage your trade for you. They tell you got to exit the trade. They determine what trades you can take on and take off. You can't. They do, because they know that for a lot of people, they can't make these decisions for an extended period of time without going against their own plan and their own structure. And so one of the ways in which you can stop this is you evaluate each and every trade. So me, anytime I take a trade, I write it down on the notebook. Here's the trade I'm taking. Why am I taking it? You can't just tell me something and because it's moving right now, I'm gonna go take the trade. I can't take those trades. I used to take those type of trades. I can't take them anymore. Right? I got to really notebook why I'm taking my trade. Right? Because once you learn how to trade, you see opportunity everywhere in the market. Right? You see it everywhere. You see every situation as a way I can make some money doing this. I can make some money doing that. Well, this is happening. I can make money doing this. And you keep seeing that opportunity, and then you think that means go after it. Well, in reality, every situation might not be good for you based on what? Your trading plan. If I'm only supposed to take 5 trades this month, then I'm only supposed to take 5 trades this month. It don't matter what happened unless I go in and change my plan. So I can do what we call do an amendment or amendum to my plan. So your plan is like a contract between you and yourself. You can go in and make an amendment or make an amendum. I forgot what that particular word is when you like change a lease. But you want to go in there and actually physically do it, not just take that trade. So you want to be very deliberate. The same way if you're in a contract with somebody, you want to change the terms of the contract, you got to go notify that person. They have to agree to it. Then you got to change the language in the contract. So you got to go through this formality process. You just can't change it just because that's what you want to do, because that's what you want to do. Don't work that way. That person can sue you because you changing the contract. And I think that is what's going to allow people to have success, but it's the discipline to it. When you got a big account and you got an extra $20,000 in your account that you're not trading with, it's easy to make that extra $1,500 trade. Because your attitude is, I still got, $18,000 left in the account. Even if I lose it, I still got $18,000. And that's what makes it easy to take those type of trades. That's why some people tell you to get a certain amount of your money out of your account just so you can't take the trade. But some people run bigger accounts than other people. That's just, what they do. But when you got 20 grand of cash in your account, it's easy to take on a $1,500 trade, because in your mind, if I lose it, it's just $1,500. I'll make it up somewhere else. But see, that's how traders get caught. Just like, well, if I go on this date with this chick, even though I'm married, it's not a big deal. It's just a date. But see, that lead to something else. See what I'm saying? So you got to realize how your behavior starts guiding you down a certain road, little by little by little by little, because it start off with 1,500, but you can 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, and look up 90 days later, and instead of having $20,000, you got 10,000. Or you could start off with 1,500 and your next trade be 2,500, because you like, well, I still got 15,000 left. Then your next trade is 3. Well, I still see. So now you went from 20,000 free cash to 90 days later, you only got 10,000 because you lost on those trades. But see, you think, well, I can trade, so I'll get it back over the course of the year. But you just spent 10,000 on trades that was outside of your trading plan. And so this is what kills most traders. It's not that they don't know how to trade. It's not that they can't read the market. Is they don't have a strict set of rules that they're going to follow based on their trading plan. And they can't determine why they're breaking the rule. They know that they're breaking the rule. They're conscious that they're breaking the rule, but they can't stop themselves. And so this is where we got to start looking at our behavior patterns. I know I'm going against my own rules. I know it's not the right thing to do. But what I think I'm going to get out of it is so appealing to me, I'm going to break my own rules. Right? And we got to ask ourselves why we're doing this, why we're engaged in this behavior pattern that got nothing to do with trading. We just brought this into trading because we've been doing this our whole life. And that's what I want people to really understand. So my goal this year was to take easy trades, right? And I pretty much did that the whole year. I just took easy trades all year. My goal coming up this next year is to be 100% on my trading plan, right? So I pretty much sat on my hands, I wouldn't say all week, because I did take 2 trades. But my goal really is to trade for this coming week. So I chilled pretty much the whole week, did a lot of research, did a lot of study, but I chilled because I'm trying to me, I think we can have a real big catalyst this coming up week in the market. So I wanted to make sure that I had the cash on the side to be able to take advantage of that catalyst if it does happen, right? But it took a lot of discipline to do that, because the way I'm tapped into the market and the people I'm talking to, I'm always being presented with another opportunity or another angle in the market that I see that I can take advantage of, like that SI Bank that has connections to FTX. I knew about that 3 weeks ago. That thing's been selling off since then. But I just can't, I can't take that trade because it's not part of my trading plan. And once you really get into these markets and you start getting tapped into the right people, you'll know about stuff all the time. It's just, does that fit within your plan? Right? But once you really learn how to trade for real and you get tapped into the right people, you'll learn about stuff all the time. You'll hear about trades all the time. You'll hear about news going on and you know there's a trade there. But the question is, does it fit within your trading plan? And I think that to me is where most people are having the biggest struggle, right? It's managing their account as a trader as opposed to, I can't find a trade, right? I used to have the problem of not being able to find trades. I have too many trades now that I can take, right? But it don't fit within my trading plan. And I don't want to be so stretched, so thin to where if something goes wrong, it destroys my account. But my problem used to be, well, I can't find a trade. I got too many trades available to me now. You know, I could just buy Lucid Leaps going out to 2025 and just kick back because I think they're going to run out of money, right? There's too many trades available to me now. So I have to be very disciplined in what opportunities I go after, as opposed to trying to take every trade because I think that's going to make me some money, right? So that's all we really want to talk about. Didn't want to be here long, but I want people to really kind of understand as we get into this new year, is I would encourage you to try to set a goal as a trader that you're going to hit coming into this new year. And then really focus on hitting that goal and having the introspection to where if you're going against the goal, why are you doing that? Because there got to be a reason behind the behavior, right? Most people don't look at their behavior in something. They blame everybody else, right? But when you start looking at why you did what you did in the situation, that's how you can change it, because then you just don't do that. Do something different, right? But this is where most people don't learn. And us being retail traders, we have a higher level of responsibility because we don't have somebody else over our account, right? We don't work for somebody else. We work for ourselves. We may work for our family. But because we're in the driver's seat in all areas of our account, we have a higher level of responsibility. So then therefore we have to make sure that we are holding ourselves accountable to our behavior at all times. And one thing I learned about being a trader is me becoming a lot more psychologically level and even. It helps me because a lot of things just don't disturb me, and I don't let people take me to where they want to go because that don't benefit my situation, right? And that's something I learned. So I'm out of the way chilling, because people taking me on the ride they want to take me on, that don't benefit me. It might benefit them, but it don't benefit me. And it's the same way I take that same attitude into the markets. I don't care what these people is talking about. I'm trading my plan, and I'm trading based on my indicators and what I see. I don't care what another person did and how much money they make. That don't have nothing to do with my situation. That's their money. And it's enough money in this market to where I can be on a whole other part of the market, and I'm not missing out because I'm not doing what they're doing. And I'm 100% confident of that, right? I missed the whole meme stock run, and I still made a lot of money this year as a trader, right? And I wasn't on any of those meme stocks because I just missed out on that run. But then top of the year, I hit what I hit, the stuff I was looking at that nobody else was looking at, because everybody was looking at meme stocks. And I wasn't looking at any of them because in my mind, I didn't even want to be in that crowd. And that's what I want people to really start to understand. So we're going to go through these questions. We're going to get on out of here. This one going to be no long video. So Efrey says, greed and fear will take all of your money, get your discipline, keep the system. Yeah, definitely. I think there's I don't know if it's CNN or CSNBC has that greed fear tracker. Some people use that. I don't really use it, but I know some people that use that. So GC says, I got up and went rogue with my money. I feel it happens to everybody. It happens to me before. Chassis says, my trading plan and strategy have better performance than my rogue trade. I'm the same way. When I plan my trade out, it's always way better than my rogue trades because it's very deliberate, right? So it's always like that. It's very deliberate. I know exactly what I want to do for next week's FOMC meeting. I'm just waiting for it to happen. But I know exactly what I want to do. Now, things may not go the way I want it to go, but I know what I want to do. So if things do go the way I want it to go, I know how to operate. If not, I'm just not going to trade it. But I already got my plan together. It's the same plan I had for the last one. The plan didn't change. I just need the conditions to go the way I want it to go. So I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that date. Even though I think they're going to throw a surprise in there. So Remo says, might have to use paper trading to get out your system. Yeah, definitely. And me too. I still paper trade. And that's what I do. If I want to take on a trade that I know I probably shouldn't take on, I just paper trade it. And I still paper trade. So I'm a big fan of paper trading. A lot of people say you act different with money. I don't believe people act different with money. I believe people act how they act. And money is just something that they use. But people are who they are. Nobody acts different once they got money. And they don't act all that. You act more of who you are. No, you are who you are, whether you got money or not. You know, people take drugs and they're broke. So, it's just, people are drug addicts and they have no money. People are alcoholics and they got no money. They find their money to be drug abusers. So when they get money, they no longer have to find the money. They just got the money. So I don't believe that, money changes people's behavior. I don't believe you trade different with money. I believe you trade how you trade, and you not just trade with money as opposed to not trading with money, because in your brokerage account, it's just a number, right? It's not even really real like that because it's just a number on an account. So each cent says most random trades gave me blowback. Yeah, definitely. I try to tell people to stick to the trade. They know. What's going on, Lance? Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Risk management is the key to everything, because we're over our own accounts. In a firm, they can tell you to exit a trade. They can make you exit a trade. They can cut your computer off. They can do those things to make you do what they want you to do because it's their money. When you're trading for yourself, in my opinion, your discipline has to be a lot higher. But the way you are disciplined in life is the way you're going to be disciplined as a trader. I don't think you can separate the two. I don't believe that, but some people may, and I'm not going to argue with them. So that's pretty much everybody, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Want to encourage you to have a good, what do we got? Like 2-3 weeks left in the year trading. Try to close your year out strong. If not, close your year out positive, right? That's the goal. Close the year out positive. Let's get ready to roll into next year and see what next year brings, because there's not a lot more left in this year once we get past this week of FMOC. Even though between me and y'all, since, pretty much everybody on here is a trader, I know people claiming that the market is going to like tank next week. Let's see. I don't, people say all kind of stuff on the internet, but I know people think the market's going to tank next week like it did in 2018. I'm not going to believe it till I see it. Right. What I think is going to happen is that they're going to take the opposite side of where everybody's at. Right. That's what I think is going to happen, but I could be wrong. I just don't see the market tanking this late in the year. I can see it happening next year, top of the year. I don't see it happening this year, but I could be wrong. We could wake up Monday and we could be down 600 points. You never know, on the futures. So we'll see how it goes. But I think there's going to be a lot of volatility next week. But I know a lot of people are claiming that this thing's going to really go under next week, but people are always making crazy predictions. So hope everybody got some value from it. David W. Williams, also known as Diamond Dave, want to encourage everybody to catch that sale before it's over. Talk to y'all later.